Oh, here we go. Hello, fans, and welcome once again to another Red Raider contest. Tonight, London is coming in at Madison Plains, the Golden Eagles. London's coming in with a record of 4-0. Golden Eagles right now is just the opposite. Golden Eagles is coming in with losses to Pleasant, Fairbanks, Southeastern, and Bexley. The Eagles have scored a total of 6 points, and I think London has scored a total of 161 points so far this year. So we're looking for a pretty good game. The clock is run down. The players are on the field, but we've still got 2 minutes and 17 seconds before the clock will start. London has elected to receive the first kickoff. By the way, I will be by myself tonight. My partner, Doug Green, had to go to catch a plane, go to New York on an important meeting, so he's not going to be here tonight. So it's going to be a little different. We got Josh Dickens and B.J. Laney back. And we get the shark count here. First quarter, here comes the kickoff. Number 74. Kenny Fox kicks, good kick, taken at about the 9-yard line. Here comes Dickens, and he's brought down at the 25, 26-yard line. London would start out on about the 26-yard line, first and goal. James Rucker was a tackler on that play. And Kyle Ball. I will be picking up a lot of stuff off of the announcer here.
How's Jim Penn and the boys do? They're doing all right. Get to call him Jim? No, I don't get to do that.
London lines up in the pro eye. Wide receivers to both sides. We got Wheeler to the left. Quick pitch out to Dickens. Josh makes a good fake, and he won't be brought down until he picks up a first down.
Number 10,
Picks up about 12 yards on that prairie. Josh is very good at making things happening after he gets the ball.
Yes.
Daubenmar's quarterback. He comes in with 11 touchdown passes this year. Laney tailback. Willard up back. Quick out to Josh on the other side. He wasn't quite there. Incomplete pass.
That's probably one reason he's playing. Jimmy? Yeah. From where? He's never played defense, really.
And we have 2nd and 10 on the 37-yard line. Same formation. Dickens to the left this time. Wheeler to the right. Quick hit up the middle. B.J. Laney. Pickup of about 2-3 yards maybe at the most. And we have a player down, Jesse Mullins. Timeout Raiders. In his own power. 3rd down and 7. Ball's on the 42-yard line. London's in the same formation. Quick out to Dickens. He makes a move. He's got room. He's got room, and he makes it all the way down to the 30-yard line. This Josh Dickens is only a sophomore, and we call him the sophomore sensation. He's going to make a believer out of him. As the London fans get brave and come walking down the Madison Plains side with their flag. London's not wasting any time getting up to the ball. Laney tailback. That's Willard, number 45 in there, Carl. Laney, he picks up another 2 or 3 yards. Laney's fighting for the ball. They're trying to strip him. They've probably seen some of the tapes, they got a chance to see where he lost the ball a couple of times, so everybody's probably going for the ball with Laney, but Laney's kind of come out of that. He's had over 100 yards last week rushing, doing a fine job. Dogmar looks wild.
Right there's your fly.
There he is.
Oh, good catch.
And Tyree makes the catch. I think they kind of threw him off. Everybody's looking for Wheeler to go out and make that catch, and Tyree slips out from the tight end spot. Goes in for the first touchdown. London gets on the board with 10:01 to go in the first quarter, 6-0. And we will have Sean Mars, I believe, is going to be our kicker. He's a freshman kicker.
Whoa. Daniel got a little jump in there.
On to the point for the Red Raiders, number 12, Sean Myers.
That's a freshman.
Sean Mars, freshman. He's missed one attempt so far this year. And that one's good.
That's good.
Sean Mars adds to his total. 7-0. We're at the 10:01 mark. Nothing with 10:01 to go in the first quarter. Tyree, the one who just made the touchdown, will be your kicker. He's a big young man. He can just about play anywhere he wants to. Tyree, and if you guys take a look over there, that number 3 right there beside him on this side, that's my grandson. That's his first cousin. Look at the size of him.
Oh, I know. How old is he?
He's a senior this year.
Is that Jaron? Is that?
Yeah. And Tyree kicks the ball, goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So there obviously will be no return. And London comes out on defense. They've been pretty stingy on defense this year. They've given up a total of, let's see here, total of 47 points in 4 games, while racking up 161. Got a man in motion, off tackle play. And London's going for the strip.
B.J. Laney on the stop for Red Raiders. Gain of 2 on the play.
B.J. Laney is in on that tackle. I'm going to have to catch these ball carriers. It's a little dark in here. Here we go. Another end around, and he's caught in the backfield by 54. Who is 54, Carl?
I'd say
Kevin Gibson in on that tackle that time. Kevin Gibson. Third and 9, the ball's on the 36-yard line.
There you go.
Thanks. Oh, definitely. Lanes is back to pass. Nobody there, overthrown. Yeah, that's beautiful. Good show. Thanks, guys. Got me a light car. See, I can see my paperwork now.
Anything too bad, you're flicking it all.
You don't have to worry about me saying anything bad.
I know that.
And we got a punter. Chris Atkins will be punting. We got Brandon Wheeler back to return.
For the Red Raiders, number 18.
London had the punt block on.
No call. No way. No call.
Fair catch.
Called for at the 32-yard line.
No flag on the play as
They wouldn't block it.
and London takes over a 1st and 10 on the 37-yard line. London comes out. Whoa! London comes out in the same lineup. Dalmar quarterback, Laney running tailback, and we got flags everywhere.
Glasses down there. He has the PA.
We had both. Dickens,
Sort of, yeah.
We're having a problem seeing down here,
Dickens and Wheeler both were out that time.
and there's nowhere
Let's
else to
see.
sit.
I need to find.
And we
Need to
asked
talk to
the band staff, he said, well, they're not going to sit down here in the student section. Well, we didn't know that, and there's no one else to sit.
Okay, illegal procedure. London takes a 5-yard penalty, and here we go again. 8:40 to go in the first quarter. 1st and 15, balls on the 28-yard line. Quick handoff to Laney up the middle. He's got some room, and he is finally brought down at about the 38-yard line. John Canaveral on the Jonathan Abbott was your tackler that time. 2nd and 5. London usually likes to get them long penalties for some reason, because usually they come up with a big play and will knock off about 25 yards. I see they're laying back off of the 2 wide receivers. Josh. Oh, and Josh makes his move to the inside. And 45. Jimmy Walterson, number 14. Wolverton was your tackler that time. Dickens made a fine catch and picked up the 1st down. We have a fine halftime show coming at you tonight. Eagles have all the cheerleaders all the way from 1st grade, I think. There's going to be a bunch of them. Just have a good old time. Quick handoff inside, nothing doing. Tackled by number 79, Tommy Williams.
Number 79, Tommy Williams. 32 foul ball. Short loss on play is going to bring up 2nd and long 10.
And we got whistles. Timeout. I'm down. Going here, 7:14 to go. 2nd and 11 on the 44-yard line. Dalmar sets back, airs it out. Nobody there. Little long. First pass to Josh Dickens. Nothing doing. Incomplete. And they had receivers back there. They pretty much probably scouted us pretty strong. So they had people back there, good defensive people guarding the receivers. Could pose a problem. Same lineup. Dalmar back to pass. And Tyree makes the catch. 4th and 3, and I think we're going to go for it.
Going to bring up 4th and 2.
4th and 2.
Ball be at the 47-yard line.
Good, beautiful dive and catch by Tyree. Keep the play alive. What do we do, Carl? 2 wideouts to the left side. And I think Tyree might have jumped off, moved, and have a penalty against London. This Tyree is really pumped up. Tyree is really pumped up.
On the 53, Don. On the 53-yard line.
He plays hard. Makes it 4th and 7 now. London's still going to go for it. 4th and 7. Let's see what Plains can do with this. Catch by Tyree, and it's about a yard short. A yard short. And the Golden Eagles hold. They will take over on their own 45-yard line. First and go, 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles on the 45-yard line. They're getting quite a good rush in there on the quarterback now. They're getting really good rushing on him. Eagles got to put a man in motion. Right off the right tackle. Good for about 4 yards.
Okay, about the 49-yard line.
Who was that ball carrier that time?
Michael Stoke on the stop for the Red Raiders. Who carried Kyle Ball.
Okay, Kyle Ball.
Down 6.
Fake handoff, second man through, nothing doing, right up the middle.
Zachary Durbin, the ball carrier.
Brian Johnson.
Right on the 79, Brian Johnson on the stop. Gain of 1 on the play, so they're on a 3rd down.
Brian Johnson's in on that tackle that time. We got a 3rd and 5, just like we said, just inside the 50-yard line. Going to grind it out. We got 5:20 to go, first quarter. Score 7-0. Plains in a similar offense. Got quarterback back to throw. Has the receiver a little overthrown. Intended for 23. John Abbott, and his pass is incomplete. And we're at 4th and 5. Eagles come out in punt formation. Chris Atkins will be punting for him. Brandon Wheeler back for the Raiders to field the punt. It's a line drive punt. And got a flag on the play. Looked like there might have been a clip on the play. I'm not sure. Whatever the situation is, London will take over.
Against the Red Raiders, going to move the ball back.
Like we said, it was clipping against the Raiders.
Yep. I see bumper shoots coming up. Jackets going on.
Yep, I'm getting a little rain though.
Senior boys seem to be over by football Friday. What are we going to do? This will be in front. Oh, which way they go? Before the reception.
What's going on?
Before they touch. That's right.
I changed it.
How did this go down?
Because it was never touched.
Never touched.
It was never touched. It was never touched.
There's no change of possession. Penalty against London. Nobody touched the ball. So Golden Eagles retain the ball and they have it on the London's 35-yard line.
110-35.
That's going to be a new one. I guess we'll touch the ball from now on.
I haven't seen that call before.
I've never seen that call. Nothing doing. Hit it to the right line with James Young. Number 53 was the tackler that time. Big James is coming in about 295 pounds.
Second down and 10.
He's one of our monster linemen.
He's 13.
Michael Stoke. And the Eagles have new lives. It's 2nd and 10. And they're stopped at the line of scrimmage, and James Young tried to strip the ball. He ended up with the ball. They're going after the ball hard, ain't they, Carl? That looked like a WWF move there. Lord. And Plains are running their car. They run through our side quick, didn't they? Madison Plains, flag bearers. Here we go. 3:43s, 3rd and 10. And London's got the flag right behind them. Uh-oh, Plains has got it. Plains could score. Got Wheeler chasing. You can hear all this excitement. And he's down on about close to the 5-yard line. And you know where I'm in. You know I'm in enemy territory. I'm sure you heard that. Heck of a run there. Who was that? Zach Durbin on that play. Ball be 1st and goal on the 2-yard line. Plains is going to score. They're trying hard. And it's close. About to the 1-yard line. Plains has only scored once this year, so this will be a big thing for them. 2nd and 1. Maybe less than a yard. And the crowd goes wild. Plains up the middle, and he may be in. Signal, touchdown, Plains. 7-6. Plains scores with 2:51 left to go in the 1st quarter. Plains is on the board. From what I understand, the Golden Eagles have had a pretty rough schedule. So just because they've lost a lot of games, and this is just premature, but they've lost a lot of games, but that doesn't mean they are not going to give us a fight. And that's what they're doing right now. 7-6 is the score. Plains is going for 2. Mishandle, got a reverse, got a long way to go. And he went the wrong way. Did he get it? Stop short of score 7-6. Pick the scoreboard up while you're there, Carl. There we have 7-6. That's one of those plays where you don't run back 10 yards, you try to get 1 or 2. And basically that's what they did. So with 2:51 to go, Plains gets on the board. We have a score 7-6.
Oh, this one here? Let's go. I see him put it in there. I took that film one with me. I knew it was there. It's awesome. That is an awesome run. Joe Henry said I looked at 5 times.
And Plains will be kicking off to London. Back deep. We have number 10. Josh Tickens will be back there along with B.J. Laney. Might look for a short kick here. Onside.
We need to stop on this possession. I need the ball.
Help, he puts the foot to her.
Come on, get it cut.
Ball taking the 10-yard line. Here comes Laney right up the middle. He's got a hole. And up to about the 34-yard line. Good run back. 25. About 24-yard return there. London will start out at the 34-yard line, 1st and 10. We have 2:45 to go in the first quarter. Now they've London's getting the kinks out. They're getting ready to turn it on, folks. Believe me. Tyree right tight end. Wheeler left wide out. Pitch back to Laney. He's got some room. He'll pick up about 6 yards. Tommy Williams was your tackler on that play. Laney was your ball carrier. I am on my own, so bear with me and enjoy the game. Give me a little bit more of theirs. There you go. And he's got Dickens brought down. No gain on a play, maybe a loss of a couple yards. Looks like maybe a loss of about 2 or 3 yards. Third and 4, and Taines has tightened up here. We got Dickens wide out to the left this time. Wheeler wide out to the right. He's passing down. Then Dickens let him do his thing. Dickens gets the first down and then some. He's dropping out of bounds about the 48-yard line of Plains. Dickens done a lot of dancing. I can hear the coaches hollering, "Go get the first down." Face mask against the Eagles. Walk off about 15 yards. First and 10. 33-yard line, London.
Hey, how are you? All right.
London's in the same formation. We have Wheeler wide out to the left this side, to the short side. Dalmar back to pass. And there goes Tyree. And he was there and the ball didn't get to him. Ball couldn't get to him. There was a lot of pressure on the quarterback that time.
We put pressure on the quarterback. Because if we didn't put pressure, that's a touchdown. He couldn't step in and throw. We got somebody else in the face.
It was overthrown. I know you can hear everything they're saying, can't you, Carl? Second and 10, got double wide out to the left. McNeil's in the, no, he's not. Laney got a little misplay there. B.J. Laney be driven down at about the 23-yard line, but not before he picked up a gain of about 7 or 8 yards. Third and 2. Third and 2. London's got the same. Quick hand off to Laney. He picks up the 2. McIntyre was your lane on that tackle. First and 10, London on the 18-yard line. We got 1:10 to go in the first quarter. We have a score of 7-6 London. Got wide out. Dalmar back to throw. Quick into Wheeler. Wheeler's got room. He will score easily. Run a pick play with Wheeler coming across the center. Touchdown, London. That makes the score 13-6. As we pick up the little cheerleaders here, London sets up. Sean Myers getting ready for his extra point try. And it's good. And we have a score of 14-6, London. 14-6 with 49.2 cheerleaders. They're going to do something here at halftime. We will be doing Well, we're just in the first quarter. I guess I got so many, like you said, they're doing something in each quarter, at the end of each quarter. So we'll try to give as much as we can. Carl got to give me a reading on the time up there.
He said, I still fix the kid out everybody my age. He said, I went up in the young.
Okay.
And he says, those feet come real fast when they hit you in the head.
Okay, here we go.
You can't beat you now. It's always good.
Number 21 kicking off. That's Tyree. Abbott makes the catch. Abbott's got some room. He's got some room, and he's brought down on about the 36-yard line. All right. First and 10 on the 36-yard line. Hey, guys, kind of watch your language, because this thing picks up everything you say. It'll be right out over TV. Yeah.
It wasn't me this time. I didn't say a word. I'm serious. Well, that's a fun. I'm just sitting there and touching the feet. That's
Okay, it's first and 10 for the Eagles. 35-yard line. Handoff. That's almost like the junior high game, Carl. To return to the 35-yard line. Tackling on that tackle was number 13, Stowe, and Tyree. We just got a report on Jesse Mullins. His knee's hurt, and he will not be seeing any more action tonight. And there's a big pile up there, and nothing doing. There's James Young. That was one of them pylons like that commercial, wasn't it, Carl? I'm sure he heard me. As little cheerleaders are getting busy down front here. How about that? That's a good money maker. You get more parents out to the game. Come on and see your child cheer. Pay to get in. And we end the quarter with a score of 14-6. You got them all? I know.
Yep. Doing 68 of those things.
68 of them. You got that right. Okay, but I wasn't up. In the end of the first quarter, 14-6. As Plains comes back out on the field.
That's a B-E-X-E-L-Y.
What's that?
Golden Eagles with the ball. See if I can pick up some of the ball carrier. It's a screen, and it's thrown out of bounds. Got nothing doing here. It's covered real well. Makes it 4th and 9. Ball's on the 37-yard line. We got Wheeler and Dickens, Josh Dickens back to return the punt. Here's the rush is on. Line dry. Wheeler does field it and heads up sidelines before he's clipped and out of bounds. Then we got flag.
No way. From all the way over here? No way. No way.
Got a flag. We don't know if it's going to be a... I seen the flag. I don't know if it's going to be a call or not. Looked like a late hit.
That was a good hit. That was a good hit. I like to see that.
Good return by a lot of guts there by Wheeler to grab that ball and take off with it. Looked like it was clothesline, Carl. The blow went to the head, and you can't make a blow to the head like that. Like I said, it looked like a clothesline. 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. What'd you say, Carl? almost picked off, near interception. Pass intended for number 10, Josh Dickens, thrown behind him. And that ball was nearly intercepted. 2nd and 10. 11:40 to go in the second quarter. We have a score of 14-6.
What's that?
Got it. Counter play to Dickens and nothing doing. Matter of fact, he might have lost the yard. He was trapped over in on the sideline, nowhere to go. Might be a loss of a yard.
I really feel that.
14-6. So far, this Plains' defense has been doing pretty decent.
We have some good ones.
Does that mean I'm going to have a lot with you this year, too?
Dalmar back to pass. It looks like it ought to be a screen. Oh, and missed by number 45. Scott Willard. Incomplete. Looked like the ball was catchable, but it wasn't caught. 4th and 10. Yep, London's going to punt. Who's our punter, Carl?
Put a TV in there, we get another count in there. No, we're getting there.
Yeah, got to that.
Trying to see his number. Number 89, that's Enlow, isn't it? Josh Enlow is a punter.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
Good snap. Punts off. Decent punt, yeah. To go down to about the 6-yard line. Almost got taken away from him. The ball was on nearly fumbled. 87. There's your turner. John Rucker.
There he goes. Check the other game. There he goes. Check the other game.
Jerry McNeil in on that tackle. They got material. He didn't even play for Zeke.
They really moved fast.
I saw it. I guess it's totally efficient. I was in the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Holds them deep in their own territory. 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line.
No, you weren't. I was in
Oh, almost picked off and then almost caught. Wheeler in on the attempt, and they got a flag on the play. And ineligible receiver downfield on that play. The penalty was declined. Yep, I see Tyree going out of the game. He needs rest. He don't look too happy. And there's a host of tacklers in on that one. Who? Young and Johnson in on that tackle. I didn't get the ball carrier. 3rd and 10 on the 14-yard line. I know they was covered up. Couldn't he see him? Quarterback back to pass. Quick picked off by number 36. I'll give you his name in a minute. Touchdown. 36, Dusty Jones, I think. Dusty Jones. Thrown right in his hands. And he knew what to do with it, like you said. We have a score there. If you want to slide on and get, well, we're to the extra point. And Sean Myers, the freshman, comes up to add to his stats.
He's only missed one.
Yeah, he's only missed one this year. And he's hit a field goal. 30-some-yard field goal. 35, I think.
He says, I think I seen the big
And it's good. To the uprights. London, 21. As we get a good shot of the goal post. They got some professional goal posts too, don't they? There we go, 21-6, 9:51 to go in the first half. Tyree's back in the kick. I want to take this moment to thank Madison Plains for the hospitality they give us here. Food and drinks. They knew that we didn't have time to get food and come down here and set up, so they said, hey, we'll feed you. And we said, hey, thank you. Hot wings, chicken, brats, any kind of soft drink you want. Thanks, Plains.
They want that name added to announce for helping.
Oh, fumble. Oh, this could be trouble. And it's gone. That busted play goes all the way to the 40-yard line. Quick thinking by number 24. Nathaniel Spangler made that call, made that run. Good thinking, good quick move of Spangler. Advances the ball to the 40-yard line. And a lot of times you get plays like that, busted plays, it throws the defensive off. And a lot of times they go for a touchdown. So Plains takes over 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Also want to thank Plains for this snake light they give me so I can see the paperwork. Your ball carrier is Zach Durbin. Durbin, 2nd and 8.
West end zone.
Westgate.
Anthony Stewart, your van needs to be moved. The van parked at the Westgate needs to be moved. His squad can get out. Anthony Stewart. Boy. One's already gone out.
And the quarterback rolls out, he gets a good block, got time to throw, and the throw was short. And it's a good thing it was because Wheeler was coming up so fast, it may have been picked off.
Okay, it's right there, the first one. It's 10.
He threw the ball about the only place he could throw at that time.
I'm all about you. I'm sure you don't want another wing there before you start on the center. All right. We'll good to go for a little while.
I don't really think stuff like that.
21 to 6, 8:55 to go. And Plains come up with a tight full house backfield that time. He's going to be picked off, and it's going to be a sack. And they're going to drive him all the way back to the Jerry McNeil in on that tackle. And 54, yeah. McNeil and Kevin Gibson. They're both seniors. They've been playing together for quite a while. As they drive him back and force a punt, it's 4th and 20 on the 30-yard line.
Nice punt. Turnover.
Oh, and a cheap call by the official. That was a cheap call that time. Real cheap. He actually tried to jump out of the way. Yeah, you can't touch him. That's a clip. There's 2 flags down.
We'll take this back.
The press box said they'll take the one furthest back. You might not want to do that because when London goes back that far, they usually end up.
These legs are so weak. We really can't go strong legs.
Carl said if it's a smart player out there, when the ref wouldn't look, they kick that flag on back further.
That was my best defense.
Carl, I think you're a cheater. I thought you was a church-going man. I didn't think I'm disappointed in you. 1st and 10, Red Raiders on the 20-yard line. How about that? That was a big penalty that time. These guys have finally gotten smart. London's going to have to probably start throwing the ball up under the coverage instead of trying to go long. Dalmar looks over the situation, sets back. He lets it fly. He lets it fly. And it's caught by Wheeler.
That's a straight out and out kick.
Wheeler. And we get it back. Ball's all the way back up to the 46-yard line. First and 10 on the 47. Did I call that play?
Yeah, you did. Nice looking hole there, too.
Yeah.
That was a pick all the way.
Well, we get out there and I was around. That took Richard Quizler against the head coach there now.
Here comes Laney, and he's brought down after about a 2-yard gain. Adding to his stats. Albert McIntyre was the tackler on that play. Second and 8, and we have a timeout. Is in power eye, double out, wide out to the left. Dalmar looks to the right. Tyreek makes a catch, and he's not going to be brought down. He's too strong, and he's going to go all the way for a touchdown. He's just a little bit too strong. You better get more material when you get him, or he'll just drag you down the field. Tyree, at the rate he's going, he could end up playing somebody's college team in the next couple years. He's big enough to look like he's ready for the pros, the hoodie. How many tight ends you see that size? 268. And Sean Mars probably has a string of about 8 now. Oh, and it's fake. And it's caught by Tyree. Add 2 more to Tyree stats tonight. And we got the scoreboard there. We have a 29-6 in the first half. 6:58 to go. You know what? Is it on in your camera? It's not on down here. I can't tell. Yeah, but I don't know. Got a bad connection or something. There it came on. Did you do something? Huh. I don't know. I don't know if we missed anything there or not. Yeah, it's on now. As Tyree sets up the kickoff, scores 29-6. Tyree just scored the last 8 points.
You sit till halftime. Hey, Daryl, that's my permission. Thanks, buddy.
And it kind of shanks it, and it's caught. Good return there, all the way up to about the 38-yard line. Ross Dale was in on that tackle, and Jaron McNeil. First and 10, Plains. First and 10 on the 39-yard line. Eagles sets up, full house backfield, come to the right side, left side that is. Nothing doing, brought down by number 54. That would be Kevin Gibson.
Not my knee itself, just the strength I lost after the surgery.
Once again, they have one wide out to the left. London looks like they might be. See, we got a fumble on the play, and I believe London may have the ball. We soon find out. And it's London's ball. James Young. You sure? What did you say about a chicken? He thought it was a chicken leg. Oh, James, that's Carl talking about. You said you thought it was a chicken leg. That ain't me. Yeah, think some hot wings are in there, huh? London takes over 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. 6:05 left to go in the second quarter. London comes up. Power eye, wide out to the left. Dalmar sender. Dalmar sets back to Fance. He airs it out. And there's Tyree. And oh, it goes right through his hand. London has so many weapons. People can catch the ball. And if you get Tyree out there and let it get, he gets a hold of it, he's going to add some yards because as big and strong as he is. But I think he's got to come out because he's probably huffing and puffing too. You're talking about somebody carrying 268 pounds down the field. He was definitely behind the defense. And brings up 2nd and 10 on the 36-yard line. 5:58 to go. Second quarter. Dalmar hands off to Laney. He steps over a couple people. He's got some room. He's still running, and we got tackle by number 62, huh? Okay, you got to help me out on that, Carl. McIntyre was in on that tackle after Laney picked up about a long gainer. I don't have my stat man here tonight. It's kind of hard to keep up with everything. Okay. 1st and 10 on 16. Quick out to Wheeler. He's got some room up the sideline. And he dances out of bounds about the 5-yard line. London's knocking on the door again. They are leading at this point 29-6, 5:29 to go in the first half. It started out there for a while like it was going to be a real contest, but I don't know what to think now. Dalmar, turnaround keeper. He's looking for pay dirt. And he scores.
4 yards for the touchdown.
Dalmar, 4 yards for the touchdown. Brings the score up to 35-6, pending the extra point by Sean Myers, the little freshman kicker.
Sean Myers. I
didn't think I'd be able to play that much. I'll play more now. So I tell you what, if I can play 1 day a week, I'll lose a few pounds.
Sean Myers sets up. He's a soccer-style kicker. It's up, right, splits you up right, and he knocks another one through. Boy's got quite a string going. London 36 and Plains 6 with 5:26 to go. Tyree sets up for another kickoff. He's had a lot of leg work this year. 36. Ball fell off the tee. Tyree tees it back up. Flag's dead. It must have a little gopher underneath there knocking it off.
Oh yeah, he's a lot.
Ball scared of Tyree's foot. That was a dangerous play there, wasn't it? Number 24, Spangler, touched it in bounds, which might have saved him a few yards, but he's lucky it didn't bounce the wrong way. I'll tell you in just a minute. Looks like 9th. Spangler, a freshman?
Yes, oh yeah.
Is he? Yeah, Spangler's a freshman. They got quite a few underclassmen out here. That's why they didn't have any freshman team. They all had to play varsity. 5:26 to go in the half. Oh. There was a receiver in the area. It's a more smart move to get rid of the ball. Although it could have easily been called intentional grounding, there was a receiver in the area. And we got a timeout. 2nd and 10 on the 22-yard line. Plains got a full house backfield this time. Nobody out. Everything's in tight. Pitch out to the left side. He gets away from Tyree. And Laney makes a tackle after a pickup of about probably 5 yards. 3rd and 5. Ball's on the 27-yard line.
And I'm worried about the little, I've known these kids on a different level for a while.
Andre just overrun that play that time. Quarterback had no time to pick that ball off, and then tackling number 36, Dusty Jones. Wolverton, your quarterback.
Just little things like that. After you got that neat whatever you got, he started talking to me, you just gotta let it come in as you should have. And he was talking to me about that. So that makes me happy.
And the clock should be running.
Starting to accept me a little bit for what I know.
With that, it's just in formation. Each of those Eagles, number 18, Wheeler, number 10, Josh Dickens.
Wheeler and Dickens back to receive this punt. Punt's going to go to Wheeler.
Yeah, because he was asking me this.
And he's brought down immediately, maybe about a 5-yard return. Then we'll take over on about the 49, 48-yard line. Live once again, Tyree tight end to the right, Wheeler wide out to the left. Dalmar up in the center. Laney still in the tailback.
I'm going to push these kids this week. Like Mark's worried about burning them out a little bit.
Dalmar's looking, he's trying to slide in the pocket. And then we got a quarterback sack there. Might want to call it a coverage sack, huh? Nowhere to go. As you hear the band out to the left of me, warming up. London's got wideouts to both sides this time. Quick handoff to 45. Scott Willer was your ball carrier that time. Third and 10 on the 49-yard line. We got 3:25 to go in the second quarter. 36-6. London comes up once again in the power eye. We got double wideouts to the right. Good block. Throws there. Tyree for the catch. First down. I was watching Tyree. He looks like he might be dragging. First and 10 on the 35-yard line. London's trying to get another score before the half ends. Quick throw, and it's batted down by number 87 and pitch out. Wasn't no whistle, so I don't know what that call is going to be. Let's see if there's a call on that. It was definitely a live ball. That's what you get when you got a quarterback that's got a 4-point student. He knew he was quick enough to thinking quick enough to go back there and grab that ball and pitch it to Wheeler. I don't know if defender knew he could have got that ball and run or not.
No answer. She's here. Oh, okay. I figured that's what he wanted.
Quarterback back to pass. He's got time. He's throwing off his strong foot, and he just threw it away. 2nd and 19. Flags down all over the place. Penalty brings up the 3rd and 19. Ball's on the 44-yard line. Wheeler wide out to the right. Dickens out there with him. Oh, and a power hit that time. He laid him out. Chris Atkins in on a tackle. Brings down B.J. Laney. No sooner he hit that ball. Abbott, okay. Jonathan Abbott, a beautiful hit there. That looked like a Goldberg tackle, didn't it? We still got 2 minutes to go. 4th and 26.
28.
And London's going to punt for the first time tonight. Second, okay. I'll buy that. Yeah, it is second, because I remember the punt. Abbott returns the punt to 22-yard line. Thomas on that tackle that time. And the Eagles take over 1st and 10 on the 22-yard line with 1:36 to go in the contest. Overall, even though they are down 30 points, they still have not played a bad game. A break here or there.
Well, that's screen pass. Screen pass. That's different. If you're going to get all the credit for down, learn how to credit for the back hands off
Kyle Ball, your carrier. Got a flag on the play that time. And on that tackle is number 13 for London, Michael Stowe. Oh, got a face mask against London there. That'll bring up first down.
$15-yard penalty. First down 10. Madison Plains at their own 40-yard line.
1st and 10.
Gain of 3 on the run.
Your monitor doesn't look brown, does it?
15 Boy, oh boy.
I heard the coach is calling for James Young. I don't see he's not out there.
Go back, Jonathan.
Oh, good defensive play. Broken up by Wheeler. Jonathan Abbott, the pass is intended for him. Worthington, your quarterback, that made that throw. 2nd and 10. Young and number 6. Marky Thompson, one of the Puds. Back in the game. And James Young makes the tackle. Yeah, just barely got in there in time. He smells that ball. He's got a nose. Timeout London. It's going in the first half. We have a score of 36-6. 3rd and 8. 43-yard line. And nothing doing. Johnson in on that tackle. You doesn't have to call me Johnson. You can call me Ray. Andre Tyree also in on that tackle. And I believe that was Wolverton. Timeout. It's back to punt. 46 seconds. This would be a perfect time to dump one right over the rushers. And and we'll hold up again. Makes it 48.5 seconds. 4th and 10. The Eagles are punting. Caught by Wheeler. He's gone the long way around. And he's brought down right under London's bench, and there's a flag on the play. 2 flags down. I don't think the people over here like the officials too well. We got a clip, I believe, on one side. I'm down. You can tell the cheerleaders to be sure anybody get a chance to watch it. Be on TV Monday night. They'll get a chance to see themselves. It'll be on. This will air 5 o'clock Monday night and probably run all night.
It'll take up 6 hours for one showing.
No, it plays and replays. And I ain't going back up there and turn off. This gives the people who work second shift a chance to see the game and that can't come to the games. And Plains comes up with a first down out of this call. What happened?
Both sides. Both teams are.
So I'll say
Also, there was a clip against the Golden Eagles. Wait a minute.
There should have been a clip over here on that.
They got this clip.
They got this. Okay. They figured this out yet?
Whatever happened, Plains got a first down.
Good. There. That's all one.
You would think it'd be offsetting penalties, wouldn't you?
It's going to give Madison Plains a first down.
All right, let's say this.
It's whoever clipped the hardest, Carl. I don't know.
Well, they come up with some wild ones.
It's a good one tonight, huh?
Get the rule book out. Oh my God.
Oh, had a loose ball, and I think Plains was able to recover it. They're going to run out before they get a playoff. They're under 10 seconds. I don't know if they know it or not. We're watching the clock. They're going to get a snap. Long pass going to be picked off by Wheeler. Wheeler's coming to the right side. Yeah, good play. Picked up Willard for a blocker and gets run out of bounds. And we end the first half with a score of 36-6. London on top. 36-6 at halftime. Now we're getting ready for the bands. Because we pick up too much.
score, standing out. The band now performs Evil Ray.
In here, we have, let's see here. We got Dobmar with 13 for 20 for 213 yards and 2 touchdowns. We got London with 213 yards passing and 55 yards rushing. And Madison Plains with 0 passing and 42 yards rushing. Courtesy of the Madison Press.
Yeah. What?
And he met number 10, Josh Dickens, in on that tackle. When Josh makes a tackle, you're hit. You are hit. He hits you like the Dickens. Josh Dickens in on that tackle. Okay, we start the second half. Plains is live with the ball. 38-yard line. Nothing doing, maybe a yard or two. Yeah, Johnson on the bottom of the pile that time. Brian Johnson made that stop. I'm going to try to hear this announcer. If you can hear him, you can tell me what he says. Quick handoff, quick hitter up middle, and runs right into Tyree, standing there waiting for him. And he stood him up. Who's the ball carrier, Carl?
34. Zach Durbin.
34. Durbin?
Durbin, yeah.
Durbin. Zach Durbin, your ball carrier that time. Stood up by Tyree and a host. That looked like it might have been a gaggle. Plains has a wide out to the left. Looked like he might have been in neutral zone there for a second. Almost picked off by number 25, Wasmith. That David? David Wasmith nearly pulls that one in. Jimmy Wolverton's your quarterback, number 14. Zach Durbin was the passer that time. We got 4th and 8 on the 41-yard line. We have a score of 36-6 at 10:33 to go in the third quarter. And we have flags all over the place. The emergency squad comes in right down in front of you, Carl. I don't know where he's going. Got a punter. I know they wouldn't work at home, would it? Wheeler's gone backwards, and he's brought down hard on the 34-yard line. Nowhere to go. He's doing a little chicken limp air. Mr. Wheeler. And London takes over 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line. 10:34 to go. Wheeler's wide out to the left.
Carrying somebody else. Carrying them. And they're carrying them.
And Laney put on a good fake, but I thought he had the ball. Let me see. 54. No, Gibson wouldn't have had it. I don't know who carried the ball at the time. I missed that one.
I don't know.
London's trying to establish a running game, something we thought that they should have been doing for quite a while, but so far their rushing is like 55 yards. Oh, and what I say, quick hitter up the middle, number 45. Scott Willard.
Well, they were just banging into people and doing stuff.
McIntyre was a tackler on that play, and we had a 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line. We have a double wide out to the left this time. Pro I. Dalmar takes quarterback keeper right up the middle, and he's going to go for about 6 yards. Michael Wells was a tackle that time. Dalmar on the keeper picks up probably about 6. Call it takes 7. Makes it 2nd and 3. Josh Dickens out to the left this side, Wheeler to the right. They just switch sides. Pitch out to Laney. He's come to the outside. We got a flag on the play. Laney tries to make a spin. He's brought down by Durbin and McIntyre. And I believe we had a clip on the play. Laney's walking a little gingerly there.
Flipping against the Red Raiders. Linwood Herald to the press box. Linwood Herald.
McNeil comes in and gives Laney a break. Laney looks like he may have some ankle problems there. And we tacked on a big penalty there. 15-yard penalty, takes the ball all the way back to 43-yard line. What are you doing up there, Carl? Eating chicken wings. Wait till I tell you what. 2nd and 17. Hey, I looked like that was Wheeler on the way, and we got a flag. And it looked like a horse and buggy there, right there. Carl, he was hanging on to him. The horse kept them legs rolling. Have a flag on the sideline. They're going to call personal foul? Dead ball foul. Eagles are shooting themselves in the foot right now. They got a penalty and then they gave it right back. That talking you heard during the band was Manuel and his son. Next time maybe we can get them out of the booth where you can hear the band and not their talking. Quick hitter up middle. Willard, ball carrier. He's brought down by Nathaniel Spangler. 2nd and 3 on the 23-yard line. Spangler was your tackler at that time. It's about time to hit Tyree in the end zone, ain't it? About time for letting McNeil go up through there and take one. Oh, the ball went clear to the left side of the field. Got thrown a little high. He was good coverage on number 10, Josh Dickens. Good coverage on him.
He knows you got it in the Luana hurry.
I'm scared of Luana.
You ought to be. I am too.
I am scared of Luana.
So am I.
That is no lie.
And we got a 3rd and 4.
Ever since you did Jake's hair, you've been scared.
Oh, man. She hit me and he front hole that time.
Got Wheeler wide out to the left. Dr. Mark sets out the pass. Quick handoff to shovel pass to Tyree. He just runs over one man. And he just going to bully his way. And he gets all the way down to about the 4-yard line. You take 268 pounds coming at you, something's got to give. Went down around the 5-yard line. 268 pounds. End around. It don't look fair, does it? You got a man in there against a bunch of boys. I'd be running him and McNeil up the middle on them short yardage plays. Quick hitter up the middle. We got a touchdown, Willard. And it's getting close to time for London to pull their first string out of there and let the kids have some fun. 42-6. Sean Mars goes in. About 14 in a row. Sean Mars is coming in. He came in the game with 19 points so far. That's good. 6 with 7:32 to go in the third quarter. London on top. Look and see if it's on. My light's not on. Let me see if I got short down here or something. I think it's down here.
TJ top.
I can't tell. You're going to keep. Okay.
Working out all the time.
Okay, as Tyree sets up the kickoff. Jaron McNeil in on that tackle. McNeil went through 2 blocks. You see me? I saw that, Carl. Through 2 blocks to make that tackle. Doing a really good job on special teams. Yeah. Tell Johnson you better let him block or make him tackles. He'll crack up. Oh, he knows we're playing. No, you ain't. Oh, they're coming to this side. Ooh. 85, pass intended for number 85. That'd be Adam Birchfield. Incomplete. Warburton, no. Let me see if I can get it on. I don't have any control at all.
Play 4 to 5. Take it.
Okay.
Hour and a half, whatever it is. Come back and play for another hour and a half if they want to do that. Or just be done.
Quick. Oh, 34. He's got a little room. He's brought down after about a 5-yard gain. Number 34, Zach Durbin.
Huh? Sure.
3rd and 2 on the 36-yard line.
Let's go down behind here. There you go.
Let's talk about Ryan. And he can come. We have him like a late Thursdays. That's the night he can come.
Okay.
So he's on.
Oh, we got no flag.
Thanks, man.
And who's in on tackle but Big James Young? And 51. That would be Kyle Thomas.
7 o'clock Thursday. 7 to 9. Something like that.
Don't let James Young run the ball once.
Jason will be that.
Makes it 4th and 2. Are they going to punt? Here comes the thing. Let me see if I can make this work.
Well, I want to get this one.
It's on.
Right.
Oh, that ain't no good to me.
Thanks for your help out. That's done well.
You got that right.
I took the Gates up to the high school. Well, I didn't count it. So I'm going to mess with it.
Guess you're going to have to handle the starting and stopping it.
I've never seen this many people. I don't think I have.
All right.
Really?
4th and 1. They give him a 4th and 1. Give him a favorable spot. Can we stop him? James Young's right up over the ball. 295 pounds.
I saw it around to the middle school, and then you came over, and that line was all the way to that other parking lot.
There was an accident last Jeff. I almost didn't make it.
Really?
Yeah, like some truck turned some stuff on.
And they make it. First down. Run by number 12, your ball carrier. Dagfield brought down by Mark Thompson. Another one of the original Puds. The other original Pud, Jesse Mullins, is down hurt. Knee injury. Jaron and Dobmar. Kevin Gibson, those are quite a few of the original Puds. They know what I'm talking about. First and 10 on 40. 34, your ball carrier, Zach Durbin. Brought down by David Wasmuth, number 25. 43-6, second and 7 on the 43-yard line. We're in the third quarter, folks.
Oh, yeah. He just bounces off.
He's not that big, is he?
He reminds me of this very 5'8".
Really? I was talking to their JV coach. Wow. Kid bench press is 300 pounds. Your kid almost 500.
Who? Andre Tyree in on that tackle. Your ball carrier number 34 once again. Durbin. Yeah. Get all that poundage laying on you for a while, you'd be in trouble. Looks like he's got a little soreness in his leg there. And the officials. The officials are, I don't know, but the officials are calling a little bit of everything. I ain't biting on that one. Here comes, oh, here we go. And we'll see which leg it was because he got over there to make that tackle. He must think he's Andy Kotzenmar. That's the big cat. He's just purring. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about him. We got a 4th and 4 on the 46. I got a feeling they may be going to punt this time. Oh, Sean Myers back for return. Can you believe it? Freshman. Myers and Wheeler. It was blocked. The ball goes out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Jordy Jackson in on that block. Jordy's quick. He runs a lot like his uncle. He got an uncle, he's called him Pappy Jackson. He was quick. He could hit them corners in a flash, buddy. His uncle's a rodeo bronco rider. London takes over 1st and 10 right on the 50-yard line, right on the hash mark. Dalmore still in. Here comes Laney. He's back in. He got fresh legs. And he picks up about 15 yards. 16-yard run there for B.J. Laney. First and 10, Red Raiders. Ball's on the 34-yard line. We've got 4 minutes. Say it again, Carl. Laney tried to slip a tackle, go to the right. He might have picked up a half a yard or so. And McNeil's in for Laney. Yeah. What we got? Clock says 1st and 10. Do we pass on 1st and 10?
Okay.
Much cheaper.
That's true.
2nd and 9, yeah. McNeil with the ball, and he's got room. And McNeil's going to go all the way, and they got a flag. flag on the play. I know he's going to be mad. He will be mad. It's either a hold or a clip, look like from here. I almost had something to cheer about.
You tried hard.
Yeah. Clipping, all for naught. Play was set up beautiful. Those clips are so easy to happen. Yeah, we say we had it and he'll still get the score on.
Halfway through, fellas.
Ball goes back to 39-yard line. How are we looking at time, Carl?
Wrestling and basketball is 2 pairs.
See, you got the little.
2nd and 14.
Don't be getting the little man's day up.
Quick. Who was that? Willard? Quick hand off to Willard, and he's brought down immediately.
He'll start and his wife will finish. Did your wife ever make it? Yep.
I can't hear this announcer. I can't get them. Those tacklers that quick.
Oh, yeah? Press box for him after the meeting.
That's the same backfield.
Hey, just tell her to stop the monkeys on the way home. Then we're going to stop.
She said she was going to stop.
Tell her we're stopping.
No money on it.
Flip out to 45. Scott Willard, first down. Tom Myers adding to his stats. 2:09 left in the third quarter, 1st and 10 on the 39-yard line. Score 43-6.
Yeah, depends on how many kids make it.
Laney's run backwards. He gets a little up momentum upfield. He's still on his feet, and he will be driven out of bounds at about the 10-yard line after a valiant run.
Out of bounds.
Super run. Spangler in on that tackle that time, and also number 62, Albert McIntyre.
Hey, Mark, where'd they ship your wife to with that accident? Did she come up 40?
No. 43-6.
No. Well, no, she came 70 to 42.
All right.
Double wide out to the left, looking for Tyree on the right side. He catches the ball, and he's brought down while he's in the air. And that's the best way to get him when he's off his feet. Because if he's on his feet, it's goodbye. You think a Mack truck hit you, and it's only Mack Tyree.
We have 11?
Not the 11-yard line.
2nd and 10 on the 11-yard line. Who was the ball carrier that time? Willard? Yeah, Willard, the ball carrier. Brought down by a host of tacklers. He probably got about 3 yards gain on that time. Makes it 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2 at the 6?
Tom Marsh, he's going to sneak through, and he gets in for a touchdown. Got a nice little hole there, and he's able to sneak through. That's his 2nd TD for tonight.
See where the... Yeah.
Brings the score up to 49-6.
You know what? I really think that he set the goal for himself as a person this year. I think it's going to keep him alive for the next
And Sean Myers once again. We're looking at a possible illegal substitution.
No good.
And he shanked it to the right. That's his second miss for the year. My light came on. Yeah, it didn't come on then. Okay. Do it or you? Tyree. Atkins, returner. He had a little hole. He's back up to 35-yard line. Tackles by number 61. Justin Castle. That's a new name. I haven't heard it for a while. Looks like he's a senior. First and 10 on the 35-yard line. We're looking at a score of 49-6 with 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. Quarterback sneak, and if he hadn't been tripped up, Carl, he might have been gone. Tyree's able to get a hold of his leg, and who else was that? 74. Kevin Shipley, or he would have been gone. He come through there like El Coyote. Second and 8. Ball's on the 37-yard line. Time's out. And we end the third quarter with a score of 49-6. And there you have a good shot of the London crowd and the cheerleaders. Not quite as many as we have at London.
I see that part.
Right there goes to show you what that new stadium's doing, because that new stadium, we've been practically packing that thing. Tell them stay up there. How we doing on time, Carl? There's a good shot of the whole London crew. Tell them them wings are good. Yeah. They don't need him up there no more. Look at that score. We're up, aren't we? I'm about to get another piece of equipment.
We just said if I put some rules in, to spend on field goal.
Yeah. What's going on here?
I've heard you say that.
Okay. London recovered a fumble. Tyree forced the fumble, I guess, or did he make the tackle?
How you doing, buddy? Where's the wings? Mike, you sneeze, you lose, pal.
I ain't taking no time. I got to tell this over there. Coach Wilson's down here in the hot wings. He is. He's supposed to be up there calling the plays. He's down here in the hot wings. Swing that camera around and get him. Yeah. All right. It's on.
Should I announce that over the line?
And here he comes. Let's see if we got him. He's hiding. He's hiding in the doorway. He's ducking down. Look at him. Coach Wilson and his hot wings. I know. See what you're missing, Coach Dobmar? You better trade places.
Hey, Tom Geyer said he announced that over the loudspeaker.
Go ahead. We're going to announce over the loudspeaker, tell him. Yeah, we are. Rossdale.
Yeah, that's his youngest one.
And a fumble. Hand off to Jordy Jackson. It's a fumble, and they're still wrestling in there. And the Golden Eagles get the ball right back.
Looks like Michael Wells on the recovery.
London has a new crew in there. Yeah, you got him, Mo. That's definitely going to be on TV 2 or 3 days. You know brother ain't going to turn down no hot wings. We got Jeremy O'Neal on the way outside. He's fighting off 2 tractors, and he's got a hold of it. Yeah, good job by McNeil. Jaron McNeil in on that tackle, and Jordy Jackson. Abbott was your ball carrier. We're just having a ball up here tonight. Don't worry about the score, just have fun. Yeah. We got 49-6 with 11 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. Well, we just hoped wrong. Oh, whistle. And we got a flag on the play. And I got a feeling it's something I don't want to see. Huh? Oh, it's on there? I thought somebody was doing something I didn't want to be doing something. You're going to have to control. See if you can work that plug up there. Penalty decline. Brings up 3rd and 9. Okay. Okay. On the camera or on the plug? Okay. Quarterback did not fool anybody that time. McNeil and 13. And Micah Stokin on that tackle. 4th and 14. Huh? Sean Mars back to return the punt. That's London's finest freshman.
That's the kicker?
Yeah.
Good.
He's got guts. 44-yard line. Gain of about 5 on that kick. We'll send Wilson up a towel because he needs more than a napkin. Many hot wings he had. These guys down there crying out said he took all the hot wings. They can hear me. 1st and 10 on the 43. 10 minutes to go. 49-6. London takes over. Pitch out to Jordy Jackson. He breaks back up to the middle. He picks up maybe about 3 or 4 yards.
Jordy Jackson, the ball carrier.
Keep it on the ground. Keep that clock running. And Coach Wilson has left the building. Guys, guard the hot wings.
Yeah, I didn't touch it.
Joey didn't touch him. We'll cover for you, Joey. Hey, you left the wing up there, Wilson.
Incomplete pass on number 11. Ross Dale's pass, incomplete. 9:14 left in the game. Jordy Jackson draw play. Nothing doing. Cut back up to the line of scrimmage.
Abbott brought down my number 62 out McIntyre.
McIntyre was spectacular. Oh boy.
That's Adam Birchfield. He's the punter.
Josh Enlow is your punter.
89. Josh Enlow,
Akeem Clark in.
He's on the end.
Enlow gets over end over end. There's a penalty somewhere. And 51 in on that tackle. That would be Kyle Thomas. We have a flag down. Got a roughing the kicker, the first one tonight. I was watching the ball. Did they get him?
Yes.
He ain't very smart, man. Pull a trick like that and then walk right straight in front of your fence. God. I really didn't do it. I got locked into it.
How are we doing on time?
That's what he said. Personal foul.
Okay.
39-yard line. First down 10.
39-yard line, first and 10. Roughing the kicker. Got us some more breathing room.
That new quarterback, Sean Myers.
Oh, I think number 40. Number 40, Craig Jackson.
That's crap.
Matt Legg was in there at the same time as the ball was snapped. Brought down the London player. They called a face mask, I guess. He grabbed the helmet, and you're not allowed to grab any parts of the head, I guess.
That's crap right there. That's crap.
It's good. Face mask.
You know what, though?
Tell you. And we're going to get another penalty here. Takes the ball all the way down to the 30-yard line. So London has gained about 60 yards.
What the hell was that? Oh, them guys, that's bullshit.
Those London guys?
Sure, you bet it is. I should know. How many give that automatic first down? Wait a minute.
It's not spot on the foul.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, but that may not be a first down.
Go down.
Spot a foul. No, spot a foul. About everything's spot a fouling now. The move didn't change. It's not an automatic first.
You want to take it down? You can start it up. We finally got back in play at 2nd and 1. Get the first down, folks. Yeah, he did. Second effort gets the first down. Quarterback was a carry, Russ Dale. Tommy Williams was a stopper for the Golden Eagles. And we are on the 1st and 10 on the 27-yard line. 8:12 to go. Clock running. 49-6 London. London sets it high. Got wide out to the right. Number 25. I'll give you his name in a minute. Here comes
Pitch 12.
The field goal kicker. Myers turns the corner, and he's scooting. That's the field goal kicker. Yeah, he turned on. That's not Myers. Oh, yeah. There it is. Sean Myers, he was smoking around that corner.
27 touchdown run?
Yeah. And London goes up another gun, 55-6. They're keeping the scores up over the high 30s, aren't they? Now he's going to come back and kick field goal. Has he got enough strength to kick it? We had that happen up at an old Tangy game. The kid did that and then he couldn't kick the ball. Beautiful kick, and we got a flag. Might want to go down. You all right?
Good.
56-6. 7. Is that 7?
Rip.
Well, I guess I got. Oh Lord, who's this kicker? He's ready to go, ain't he? Who's that? Is that Myers? No, 13.
Yeah, come on, do it. Wow.
There you go, Albert.
Albert got it. All right.
That was Michael Stoke. 43 on the tackle?
No, on the kick.
43 on the kick, huh? Okay, wait a minute. Pat Mead. Pat Mead was the kicker. Boy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to run this tape or not, Carl.
Black man.
Oh, God.
Oh, my. A lot of dead spots.
You ain't lying. He got a pass play here. And he had room to go. Got behind number 84. That's let me see who that is. Brandon Edley. Brandon's got a little size on him. I didn't know that was him.
Team's still the quarterback. Yep. Hey, is that one?
No, it used to be.
Is Clark related to Roger?
Yes.
That's his brother. Well, we got the Saturday morning crew in there now. And we got a flag on the play. Number 24. It's Flag City out there.
The first flag wasn't, the second one.
It's going to take a long time to get this quarter over, Carl. Yeah. What are we looking at? We got 7:34 go in the contest. A lot of weird things are happening here, and the officials are stopping it again. They can't make up their mind what they want to do. Yeah. Flag and go. 2nd and 5 on the 29.
That thing is called my wife.
Got it in tight, right up the middle.
If you really want to come to my house, you probably can.
Good run by Wasmuth with the tackler, and the ball carrier was number 24.
My wife's bolting on me, so I'm going to go home.
Spangler.
Who ran that 24?
Yes.
I come in here.
Coming out good, ain't it?
Dude, it's coming down.
You got to get that corn.
The squad went right down.
Tara Mullins had an asthma attack. They said she's going to be fine.
Okay, this kid's running pretty hard. Tackled by number 69, who is James Webb. Ball carrier once again was Spangler. We got a 2nd and 4 on the 36-yard line. Clock's running. 56-6.
Very good, but that's what they could say about me.
Here comes Spangler to the left side, and he's tripped up by Wasmuth. Is Shorts Wasmuth, 25?
Because if I was, I would have been dead the first game.
David Wasmuth, shoestring tackle. I hear him. Mm-hmm.
Here's the Dolphins. They're down 1.
3rd and 1 on the 45-yard line.
You're going to wait a second, Daniel.
And he's brought down quickly by number 80. Joe Smith. Yeah.
You're welcome. Did you have fun cheering? Yeah. Okay.
And the clock's still running.
You're very, very good.
56-6. 4th and 6 on the 40-yard line. And the rain is coming down in.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you out. That's okay, baby.
In tight full house backfield. Oh, he gets a spin, gets through and picks up pretty close to a first down. Spangler.
No.
Vandenberg, is that the ball carrier? No. Vandenberg was the tackler, wasn't it? London takes over on downs. Who we got quarterbacking now? 14.
No, I think it's Dale.
Russ Deo, I guess, number 11. Ross Deo. Pitch out to Myers, and there he goes around that left side again. He gets them legs going pretty quick, though, don't he?
Yep. Yeah.
We're down under 4.5 minutes to go in the contest. We got Jordy Jackson running tailback now. Right up the middle. And he could be right at the first down. Brought down by Mike Wells. First down. 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
I'm 17 years younger.
That's the amazing part, yeah.
I mean, that's because
it would take me 3 days to recover.
he walked up and down the court.
A lot. Yes. I wasn't stupid.
See,
I didn't push the issue.
right there.
Here he goes.
There goes Myers, and he's a cooker.
So like it's so time to kick out.
Yep. He's right
I got a few cherry picks too.
within about a foot of another first down. London's going to try to get another score here. Myers goes out and comes back in. 81 just went out of the game. I don't have an number for 81.
Finally convinced him to post me.
I don't have a name for 81.
No, I think already we've made some strides.
It'll be fine, boys.
56-6. Here comes Myers around the opposite side, and he's caught at the line. Short of a first down. And we got flags flying all over the place. Do we have enough time to finish this game, Carl?
That's good. Then we'll switch roles.
We're going to run out of tape as long as this game's in.
That's okay.
No, we're in good shape.
I just don't. We're going to be in the gym playing. I want the games to be serious. I'm going to be dicking around.
2nd and 6. Clock stop. Score still 56-6 London.
That's what it takes.
Jackson hit before he even gets to the line of scrimmage. Hitting the backfield. Nothing doing there.
Let the kid try a long
Jordy looked like he might have a little temper there. 3rd and 7. And the bus comes in the game. Pass was intended for the bus. Overthrown. Incomplete. 4th and 7.
So then we'll lift on Wednesday then and run both?
Yeah.
And he's hit immediately, nothing doing, and Plains will take over with 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the contest. We still have a score of 56-6. Ball on the 36-yard line.
I would love to. I think they want to.
2:40.
What do you think? That message for Coach Mike Wilson from Jerry McNeil. There are 2 legs left.
Yes.
I like
That'll work.
Don't put my name in them already. Oh, you hear?
From us.
Yeah. It's from Gary.
Yeah, just come right out over the mic. That's going to be on the tape, too. We're going to burn this tape. Oh, man. Yeah. We got 2:20 to go, 56-6. 1st and 10 on 36-yard line.
Why don't you use your juice to get Munoz to go to Ohio State?
Were you looking at me? You got 2 kids? Huh?
This could be trouble.
Flag.
And I see a flag drop. 51 and 28 was your tacklers.
Really? Did we play UC this year?
51 is Kyle Thomas, and 28 is Wes Andersburg. Huh? That's the press, man. Rapping on the table.
Get used to it, buddy.
He's
Hey,
playing his drums up here.
get used to it.
They're not going to let this game in.
Yeah, but I was being serious. I was being serious then.
Oh, okay.
Had a clip penalty call.
2:11.
Yep.
2:11. We almost. That's about what the time is, ain't it?
That was a bad call on their part.
We're close. Keep it on the ground, boys. Brought down by 28 and 80. 28. Andersburg and Joe Smith. This kid's running the ball. He's only in the 9th grade. Yeah. He's a starter, but he was only in the 9th grade.
Maybe 15 or 20 old tiles that we can use every day. I mean, some old tiles that we can use them off the floor. 20, probably 6 or 8 tomorrow.
He'll probably transfer to London next year.
In their gym class, 8th grade, like Wes and those guys.
We missed it. Smith missed the tackle, but he run right into 74. Kevin Shipley was the tackler that time. I tell you what, Durbin's getting a lot of work out here. 3rd and 2.
So good, boy.
My foot's actually burning. It's burning my lip.
We're under a minute now.
It could be going down the inside of my lip.
Clock's running, 56-6.
Officials back in.
28 your ball carrier that time. Oh, the tackler. Why do you say so? Wes Andersburg. He's made quite a few tackles in this 4th quarter.
Roll that baby.
See, if I have a feeling we'll have a hard time cutting out the stiff brooms.
We're down to under a half minute now.
The basketball fun.
From what now?
Stiff brooms. Like shot.
56-6. Oh, he's still on his feet. He will not be denied. He wants a touchdown. And he's still driving as time runs down to 9.4 seconds. Travis Browning finally made that stop. Timeout, Madison Plains. Time for one more play.
We need to focus on tiles too. It makes a huge difference to wet off.
Especially if
Unplug it and drop it.
Yep, get him. Oh, they're trying to throw water on Coach Wilson over there.
Cool off the highways. Cool him off from the highways. I tell you, we ought to tell him.
He must be firm. Game's over, I will. Gary McNeil says it.
No, I didn't say nothing.
Mike Wilson, when he had 2 hot ones out for you.
Rob Crispin sent this message.
Everybody but you, huh, Tom?
That's right, baby. See, I remember Mike in high school. I'm just a messenger. You never shoot the messenger.
He got away from it. They tried to get him. They didn't make it.
Dobmeyer's going goofy.
Last play. London's got 16 men on the field.
Every bit of it.
Hope it's the last play.
And a fumble. And we got the same scorekeeper we had in the 8th grade game the other night who stopped the ball, the clock with 3/10 of a second to go. That ends the game with London 56.
Mike Wilson got 2 wins left.
Oh.
Where's he at? Who's on that? Who read that last one?
Oh, they did. I didn't have nothing to do with that. 56-6 is your final score. Yeah. London comes out victorious as we pick up the teams. Good sportsmanlike contact, good conduct. Coach Dobmeyer comes over and shakes hands. So, once again, this is Gary McNeil. Saying good night. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. Carl, take us home, man.
Last time I played Coach Brown, they would shake hands.
Oh, I bet they did.
Do what?
Last game that I played with Coach